I'm sorry I'm going off on this rant, but I'm really not doing well today. Almost to the point that I'm suicidal and stuff. First of all, I went to the hospital today. No, yesterday, and I got discharged today. On the date it says August 26th. The camera I couldn't show. I almost wanted to hurt myself, so I called the police 911. And they sent me to the hospital. And I have like a phone call coming up on September 4th, but yeah, it's like a week. You want to know what's the hardest part? It's being all alone. I have events. I have public speaking events, church events, and gaming events 3 times a week. That's nice and all. That part I'm usually pretty happy, but it's generally when I'm alone that I'm the most vulnerable. Let me just I didn't really prepare a speech for this, but let me just list you all the things that are making me really, really sad right now. First of all, my view on life is so fucked up right now, okay? And there are a few factors behind it. First of all, my 26th birthday is just in a couple of weeks. And guys, I am really, really, really not looking forward to turning 26 because I know by the time I turn 30 that life is going to be messed up. Okay, because then once I'm 30, I'm going to have kids. I'm going to have a lot less free time. And then by 40, my metabolism's going to slow way down. I'm gonna, have a lot less energy, and then my health is just gonna keep deteriorating and deteriorating. And because after 26, I only have 4 more years to be really happy before life starts turning really shitty. And you know what hurts the most? Oh, my social life is fucking pathetic. Fucking pathetic! Oh, I could cry. I could tear this room apart right now. Okay? My parents, I ever since I was in grade 4, I would do homework until 10 p.m., 10, 11 p.m., and then I'd go to bed. Sometimes even 12 a.m., okay? And part of it was because of not focus, but I guess another part of it is if I were to finish all my homework, I guess they just assign me something else. Similar to the 9 to 5 job, okay? I never really had a social life at all. And by grade 7, this was 13 years ago, but I just had to go on this rant. Just when I was about to make friends, and things were looking up, I get transferred again. Fuck me. It's always been 1 step forward and 2 steps back. And it just hurt to see other people discover Facebook in 2007, 2008, 2009. I didn't discover Facebook until 2014. And guess what? In the next year, Facebook goes dead. And then, me, every time I discover something new, it just changes, and I'm a slow adapter. I really hate change. I fucking hate change. If it were up to me, life would still look like 2007 to 2013, back when we had the iPhone 4s and stuff. And it would tell you, I prefer we'd still have the flip phones, where you'd have to type 3 letters, and you'd have to type 20 times just to tell someone to fuck off. I really don't like changes. I really don't. If it were up to me, things would still be the same. But that's not even the worst problem, okay? No. There's more. So it's I get envious of people who, I see people talking to each other all the time, and then my heart gets really jealous, because it's I barely have anyone there for me, friends for me. I know if I were to somehow pass, I don't think anyone would care, honestly. I don't think anyone would care at all. And, like, I get really jealous. I have, like, 100 followers on Instagram. And I see people with 300, 400, 600, 1,000. My post gets less than 10 likes. Their post gets hundreds of likes, and, like, the popular kids in high school, they get, like, that thousands... they have thousands of friends, get hundreds of likes and stuff. And then you guys, I know you're saying, Brent, 2013 was 12 years ago. Why the fuck are you still yapping about it? Get over it. And I have gotten over it. I was able to get over it for a while. Until this. Okay, so my parents always told me, so it's like, once you go to high school, you have to go to college, okay? And life will be better after college. So, like, life didn't get better after high school. So then I went to college, and life didn't, and, college was, I had its ups and downs, but I was told after college, things would be better. So I worked my ass off for 5 years in a semester, 16 semesters. And guess what? Things don't get better, okay? For starters, I've been fired from 7 jobs now, okay? And I already know, for those haters out there, save your fucking comments. But I know a majority of you are out there are gonna write, this guy's a fucking loser. He's lost the same amount of jobs as, like, I don't know. But you know what a large... So, part of it I could understand, like, I wasn't the really type of person to take notes previously in my jobs, I thought that I could brute force it all because I have a really good memory. I can remember things from a long time ago. I thought I could brute force it all here. So, like, what would essentially happen in, like, a few of these jobs is I would take notes for the first 3 weeks, have a good enough foundation, and then I'd stop completely. I'm thinking, oh, whatever happens, I'll just put it in my brain. And the hope was, after a few jobs or after a few months or a year of experience, I'd be able to do everything. But, the problem is accounting isn't really affordable for mistakes. You type in a wrong number, and then someone could sue you. And it's like being a doctor. You can't really afford to make a mistake there because you do a heart surgery wrong, your patient could die and you could go to jail, So it's like, yeah. I'm getting a little out of hand there, but it's like, the thing with accounting is it doesn't really give room for mistakes. Like, the reason I'm so good at hearts, coup, Yahtzee, or math is, like, when I make mistakes, I can take the time to learn from them. Like, I've done 1,000 math problems. I've played 1,000 games of hearts. I've played 1,000 games of coup, that I've become accustomed to almost every single scenario that I know how to act. But then, it's like here, the last job, I worked there at 7 months. I made a few mistakes, like forgetting to do something that occurred once every 4 months because I didn't take notes. If I had more time, I would be able to get it. But the thing is, managers don't have 10 years to teach you and stuff. But for me, it's almost like walking in a minefield, Right now, imagine you were playing a game where you had to escape the minefield and you don't know where the mines are. That's what working is like to me personally, okay? And then no one to tell you where to go or what to do. You make the first direction, boom, it's a mine, you die. Okay, you start over. Your second turn, boom, boom. Oh, there's a mine here, you die. Third turn, boom, boom, boom. Oh, here you die, etc., etc. You might get there eventually, but it takes a while. Let me share with you some of the reasons I got fired. I'm not going to go through all 7. I'm just going to list 3 examples. Okay. The first time I got fired, one of the reasons was I asked a girl out, okay? I asked a girl out at work. I thought to myself, okay, well, I've heard of people dating at work, and you guys know the show The Office? Pam and Jim Halpert, work together and they end up dating and even getting married and having kids. So I'm like, nothing out of the ordinary. So I asked this girl out, hey, you ever want to hang out sometime? And then she's like, I have a boyfriend, sorry. She must have told my boss, because when my boss fired me, he was like, and don't ask a girl out. Next time, just don't do that. But here's the thing I wanted to point out from my point of view, okay? I asked her out, she rejected me. And after that day, I never asked her out again, okay? We just continued talking. I never asked her out again. I don't think she told my boss that. I think, yeah. The second job I got fired from, okay? So there was this time where after like 2 months, I had 9 files in my portfolio, and my coworkers, they had 14, 15, 16 files, okay? I thought to myself, well, I want to have the same amount of work as my coworkers. So what if I added 3 files onto my own portfolio? So I did that. My boss found out the next day. 3 days later, he calls me into the office and fires me. He was like, Brent, when you made that decision, that was what made me the angriest out of all things, insubordination. I didn't know that. Again, I was just trying to please my boss and show I was proactive by showing him I could take on more work, but I guess he took it the wrong way. The third job, okay, this was after I got fired. This was something that happened more recently, okay? So back in June, my boss fired me, okay? But then he's like, I worked there for 7 months. And then he was like, you know what? You can use me as a reference. I'll be more than happy to provide for you. Okay. So then on August 18, I meet up with someone possibly hiring, and he's like, yeah, we just need 2 references before we can move forward. So yeah, I asked my boss if he could be a reference. He was like, yeah, sure. We'll have someone. I still don't understand how this works. Set up a profile poster or something for you. I don't remember what that is, and even if I remembered, I don't understand what it works, because for me, okay, let me explain the rest of the story. Okay, so then, the way I thought references would work was I give the hiring manager the reference's phone number and email and stuff. Like so I gave it to this person who asked for references and a recruiting agency. Today, I got an email, and this was after the day I got discharged from the hospital, okay? And I thought things were finally going up. I got an email from my boss saying, Brent, I gotten a bunch of calls from this recruiting agency. I did not give you authority to I did not give you authority to give them my number. I'm a little disappointed you did that. It's like I already said I was doing this poster thing for you. Please wait 1 week. If not, I'm going to revoke my approval to be your reference. I have 2 things to say about all 3 things. First of all, I'm not a bad guy. It hurts to be labeled as a bad person. I'm really a nice person, and I just hope people see that. Never once in any of these jobs have I been fired from have I ever mistreated anybody. I never stole anything. I never bullied anyone. It's not like I hacked into my boss's computer siphoning money into my funds or anything like that. And secondly, do you want to know the one thing all these 3 cases have in common? I was never told you can't do that. Like I discovered back in July that there's a chance I may be autistic. I'm like, oh, great. I don't even know if I want to, I don't even think I should put that in my resume. And now I'm stuck in a crossroads because it's like, if I don't put I'm autistic, I might underperform again at work and I might get fired for the 8th, ninth, or 10th time. But if I do put on it, I don't know if managers are going to take one look at it, at my resume. It's like, nope, this guy's autistic. Fuck him. We don't want to hire him. And I was never told in each of these 3 situations that, Brent, you cannot do this, you cannot do X, you cannot do Y, and you cannot do Z. If I had been told these things in the first place, I would never have done them. I was never told that, no, and you know, the other thing they fall into, the line of ambiguity. I was never told that you can't ask a girl out at work, which A, I immediately stopped after that one time, but B, I've seen shows like The Office where Pam and Jim work together and they end up getting married. And I've heard of people dating at work, so it's like the line of ambiguity, but B, no one told me. Adding files to my own portfolio without my boss's approval, well, I wanted to show my boss I could take a proactive approach to show him that I'm more capable than who I am, going beyond expectations, but he thought I was trying to piss on his authority, which I wasn't. And number 3, this. The best analogy I could give is, imagine you don't know what time zones are, and you think everyone wakes up and goes to bed at the same time. Everyone in the entire world. Okay. This is exactly how I feel about this. I thought when someone gives you approval to be their reference, you could immediately, like, you know, give the reference's phone number and email to everyone, not everyone, to whoever who asks for them to be a reference. So now I'm just straight up confused what to do if people ask for references in the future. I guess I heard of it wrong. Essentially, after I've found I might be autistic, I just want to cry. And the fact that 26 is around the corner, all this, that, you know, I just want to cry, you know, like, and people say, well, what about your parents? I've spoken to my parents about my depression before, and you know what, like, my dad says? He's like, it's not that serious. You need to get over it. Or it's not a big deal. Stop being so dramatic and stuff. Like, and I don't know if I'm supposed to feel better from that. Like, my dad tells me to have strong will and strong heart. He actually got mad when I tried to do therapy before. And you want to know something that really pissed me off? When my mom suggested the CPA, okay? I'm not going to reveal every single fight we've had, but that really pissed me off, okay? She's like, if you don't get a CPA, you'll spend the rest of your life doing a basic job. You can only make $40,000 a year. You know, if you get a CPA, you can make $100,000 a year. It's like, I don't give a flying fuck about money right now, okay? Right now, the way I live right now, I have enough money to feed, clothe, bathe, and shelter myself very comfortably. I was very depressed. Do you not know how depressed I was when I was pursuing the CPA? I was working from 9 to 5, and by the time I got home, I was so tired. I just wanted to watch TV. And then to find out I have to do fucking homework? I know that a lot of you are already going to call me a fucking crybaby, a disabled loser, someone who can't get his shit right, and a fucking loser at life. And you know what? That's fine. Laugh at me, internet. Call me a loser right now, because I know I'm the biggest loser on the in the entire world, okay? It doesn't... I thought after I graduated from university, life would be so much better, but it's gotten like 5 times worse as of July. I just want to cry right now. I just really want to cry. No, getting a CPA, I'm not going to have any free time. It's like my mom said, it's like after high school, life will be better. After college, life will be better. But now after a CPA, life will be better? Are you fucking kidding me? I'll be fucking 29 by then, and then 30 will come along the corner. And then I'm gonna have kids. Guys, maybe my dad's right. Maybe I am a weakling. Maybe I seriously do need to get over it, okay? But I just don't see the interest of getting a CPA right now. I was feeling depressed earlier this month, but you want to know where the real depression came in? It started yesterday, okay, before I called the police saying I was suicidal. On August 20th, I got an offer to work at a job, okay? And I said I'll accept. I just want a break. And the earliest I can start is Tuesday, September 2nd. They said, we need someone right away. I'm not sure if you can cut your break short. But then here's the key word they said. If not, you can start on September 2nd. So I believed them. And I was like, you know what? I need a break to clear my mental health and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I'll start September 2nd. But then yesterday, on August 26th, they messaged me saying, Brent, unfortunately, we needed someone right away. We gave the position to someone else. Sorry. So already I spent over a month and a half looking for that job before I got a job offer. And I needed that break to cure my mental health because you guys are going to call me weak. Fine. But okay, I probably am weaker than others. But I needed that break, okay? And just to know that I can't get it, fuck life. I was told that if I was a nice person, that things would go my way and that life would be good. But those people are fucking liars, honestly. I don't want much out of life. All I want is I don't even want a house. A nice apartment like this. All I want is a steady source of income and not to be fired. That's all I want. Maybe I had issues with my sleep schedule, and I promise I'm gonna take notes in the future. I'll take notes whenever I learn something new. Okay, I swear, right hand to God, I will fix my sleep schedule and go to bed at 12:30 every single day. And right hand to God, I will take notes. I'm sorry, guys. I have to cut this video.